All right, guys, our last stage of sleep is REM sleep. So REM sleep is defined by spontaneous bursts of rapid eye movement. So remember, REM stands for rapid eye movement sleep. So the eyeballs are quickly moving beneath our closed eyelids. You've got a coordinated jerky darting back and forth. It goes back and forth, up and down. And if you ever watch someone in REM sleep, you can actually see underneath their eyelids that movement. Now, determination of whether REM sleep is light or deep sleep really depends on the criteria you're defining deep and light sleep as, because REM sleep is more wakeful in terms of brainwave activity, but if you're talking about muscle tone, it is a lot less wakeful. So it is an interesting mix when it comes to arousal. So different parts of REM have different arousal thresholds. Some parts are more like stage 2, so more easily woken, and some parts are like stage 4, so much more difficult to wake. And it really depends on which part of the REM you are in when you're woken. So because of this and the fact that there are different eye movements, muscle movements, breathing changes during this REM sleep, some people actually suggest that REM has substages, and they call them tonic REM and phasic REM. Now, if we're looking at our hypnograms, REM sleep periods lengthen and occur closer together as REM sleep progresses. So in our first sleep cycle, it lasts for about 1 to 5 minutes. The second, 12 to 15 minutes. The third, 20 to 25 minutes. And then each subsequent sleep cycle can be even longer. So here you can see that our first REM sleep's quite short, gets longer in cycle 2, even longer in cycle 3, and it can be about the same or even longer in cycles 4, 5, and 6. So what's going on with REM in terms of our physiological responses? Our brainwave becomes more rapid, irregular, and a mixed frequency activity. Really quite similar to when we're awake. Heart rate gets faster and more irregular than when we were in NREM sleep. Breathing becomes shallower, faster, and more irregular than NREM sleep. Blood pressure starts to rise, and your sleep movement, you actually look completely relaxed. You will get some twitching in small muscles like your eyes and your fingers and toes, but all your skeletal muscles, the ones attached to your bones, so your legs and arms and center of your body, will be completely limp. So you won't show any outward sign of movement. And because our brain is so active and our body is so inactive, we often will call this paradoxical sleep. So this word here, paradoxical sleep. And the reason that they think we have this body paralysis, which we call sleep paralysis, is unclear, but we think it may possibly be to do with acting out our dreams or nightmares. So if we were able to physically move and act out the dreams and nightmares we have, we could end up in all sorts of crazy places. So it's trying to stop us from hurting ourselves in that way. So let's talk about dreams. Most dreaming occurs during REM sleep. When we are woken from REM sleep, about 80% of people will report dreaming. Now, some people won't report that they dream at all. They think they don't dream, but research suggests that we dream several times a night and we just don't remember it. Dreaming can occur in NREM sleep, but it does tend to be less frequent, structured, less vivid, and it's less likely to be recalled. Dreaming in REM sleep, typically we have a narrative structure and it consists of a storyline, and that storyline can be very realistic and boring even, and it can get really fantastical with crazy things going on. NREM dreams are more typically dream imagery, so things like colours and abstract shapes. All right, all done. Have a go at your learning activities.